Vedanta is one among the Shat Darshanas. In fact, it is one of the famous philosophies that is prevalent in India today. Vedanta is the core of Hinduism. It is behind the tradition of India, behind the deities, behind the rituals. It is the core of Hinduism. In the Shat Darshanas, all the other philosophies are in academics, but today the philosophy that is in practice and most famous is Vedanta. Vedanta, the word itself means the end part of the Vedas. That is the Jnana Kanda, and that is the Upanishads. So the spiritual knowledge we gain from the Upanishads is known as Vedanta. There are many Upanishads and only 108 of them are available today, and among them 10 are known as the principal Upanishads because it has a core Advaita value. Sage Veda Vyasa, he interpreted these Upanishads and he wrote Brahma Sutra, which is 555 aphorisms, which is otherwise known as the Sutras. He wrote the Brahma Sutra because during that time, the students of Vedanta, they had to memorize the entire Vedic verses. So for them to memorize easily, he wrote it as a sutras. Sutras means one or two words combined together to form as a sentence. So Brahma Sutra, Upanishads, they are the core source of Vedanta. The other is the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is the essence of the Upanishads. Brahma Sutra is the logical interpretation of the Upanishads. And Bhagavad Gita is the essence of the Upanishad. So these Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita and Brahma Sutra, these are the three pillars of Vedanta. Upanishads is known as the Shruti Prasthana. Bhagavad Gita is known as the Smriti Prasthana. And Brahma Sutra is known as the Nyaya Prasthana. And these three together is known as the Prasthana Traya. Vedanta is based on the Smriti, that is the direct Upanishad verses. Then Yukti, reasoning, and Anubhava, that is the experience. The main sources of knowledge of Vedanta, they are the Pratyaksha Pramana, direct perception, Shruti Pramana, that is very important, the verses, direct verses from the Upanishads, and Anumana, reasoning, Upamana, comparison, Arthalabdhi, perceiving from pursuing something, and Abhava, the perceiving of non-existence of something. So these are the sources of Vedanta. Vedanta was much there even before Sage Veda Vyasa codified the Vedas. Because it is the end part of the Veda, it was very much there even before Sage Veda Vyasa. But it was Sage Veda Vyasa who systematically compiled the Vedas and brought Vedanta as a philosophy. When you read the Upanishads, a lot of questions and doubts arise in our mind. And each one of them dealt very rationally, logically in Brahma Sutra. Sage Veda Vyasa brought Vedanta as a philosophy. He systematically compiled, organized and arranged it. That was around 1500 BCE. Then again, in 800 CE, Sri Adi Shankaracharya, he renewed this Vedanta philosophy. Especially, he fine-tuned the Advaita philosophy. And after that, Swami Vivekananda, he brought Vedanta philosophy to the international platform. All these Upanishads, they say about the relationship between the individual self, Atma, and the universal consciousness, Brahman. Throughout the Upanishads, this is said in different ways because the minds are different. for the different minds to perceive this incredible truth, it is said in different ways. That truth, which is the essence of this material world, is seen in different ways. Yet that truth is seen as different layers. That truth, which everyone calls as different by different names. Some people call that truth as God, some as Brahman, some as Paramatma, some as Nirvana, and so on. It is based on the different philosophies. That truth, which is seen as different layers and from different perspectives, from the different platforms of understanding. When we understand the truth more and more, our view towards this world, our view towards ourselves, how we see ourselves, everything changes. Till we understand that truth, we see that truth in different ways, and that is the relative truth. In the absence of the mind, we come face to face with that truth. And we find that there is no difference between ourselves, the rest of the world, and that truth. So that is the absolute truth. When the mind is pure, we see that truth with attributes and qualities, and that is a Saguna Brahman. So everything is true because all these are the different stages of understanding of that absolute truth, of that ultimate truth that is Brahman. That's why Vedanta gives a lot of freedom for the freedom of expression or freedom of thought, because till we understand that truth, we pass through different phases of understanding. In the words of Swami Vivekananda, Vedanta helps us to realize the divinity within us and the oneness of existence. It helps to realize our divinity. That doesn't mean there are infinite divinities. The existence is one, the divinity is a non-dual, and that we experience that divinity within us and that same divinity in all the other beings. There are many philosophies based on Vedanta. There is one of the famous among them is the Advaita Vedanta. The other philosophies are Visishtadvaita Vedanta, Dvaita Vedanta, Kevala Advaita Vedanta, and there are many more philosophies. All these philosophies, they view this truth, that is what is said in the Upanishads, in their own way. So anyone who wants to establish their philosophy based on Vedanta, they have to interpret the Prasthana Traya from their point of view. So they interpreted the Prasthana Traya from their point of view and they established these philosophies. And it was Sri Adi Shankaracharya who established the Advaita philosophy interpreting these three Prasthana Traya, that is the Upanishad, Brahma Sutra and Bhagavad Gita. So this is the overall view about Vedanta philosophy. In my next episode, I will explain about the different philosophies based on Vedanta, that is the Advaita Vedanta, Visishtadvaita Vedanta and Dvaita Vedanta. For now, thank you for watching.